Since I was a little girl, I like being alone. Especially I have some trouble or scolded by my mother. Feel sad. I just want to go to a room and sit in the corner and just to sit. Just to sit long time, just like in the corner. But I don't know why I did it. I just did it, and then I did it because I just feel I cannot do anything. I just feel like this little me cannot do anything. And just this little me don't know anything, and cannot do anything. So when I just whatever happened, when I have in trouble, especially, I sit alone, and I don't try to solve the problem or anything like that. But when I just sit and still, I think I meditate. It's like no thinking but just being, and I feel like somehow no problem solved, but I feel like myself just melted or evaporated into the space, or just melted into being. I don't know I cannot any word like a beingness or anything like that. No meditation, I don't know anything about that, but I just felt whenever I have some kind of trouble or sad, I just sit. I sit alone, like sometimes like hours, and just everything is just empty. Just feel better. Usually, and even though even after I became adult, and till now, always just feel like I myself cannot do anything, and nothing is sure, and nothing is clear, nothing is so sure. I cannot be sure of anything. But I like that phrase in Psalms, and that I just trust that words, and it just lives in my heart like so long time. 25 years, maybe 30 years. Because I just feel like I don't know anything but some, I don't know which, chapter. It says, because he loves me, I will rescue him. I will make him great because he trusts in my name. I don't know anything, I cannot do anything, but I know I love God. I'm sure I love God. So Bible said, because He loves me, I will rescue Him. So God will rescue me. I'm not capable of anything, but I know I love God, and so He will rescue me. It was so comforting. And because I will make him great, because he trusts in my name. Because I'm nothing, I cannot do anything, but I trust in his name. Sure, I trust him. And God said, I will make him great because he trusts in my name. So I trust him. God will make me great. I don't do anything. All I know is I love God. I trust in him. And then he will rescue me. He will make me great. I will make me great because he trusts my name. When he calls on me, I will answer him. If I call God, God will answer me. That's truth. People say Bible is truth. And I just think it's God's word. So when I call on him, he will answer me. And I think many times he answered me. I called on him many times. When he calls on me, I will answer him. I'll be with him in trouble, rescue him, and honor him. God will be with me in trouble. When I'm in trouble, he'll be with me, he said. And rescue him and even honor him. And he will rescue me. And he will honor me. I don't do anything, but God, that's God's condition, right? If I love him and I trust in his name. Simple. But I don't do anything. I'm not capable of doing anything, but I know I love God. And I trust in him. I trust life. Because life is just amazing. It happens. And I found that I know clearly that I cannot do anything. I don't know what's going to happen. So overwhelming. So this little me cannot do anything. But at least one thing, I was sure in my heart. I trust him. I trust life. And I love him. Good deal. I will satisfy him with full life and give him my salvation. Just love him and trust him. Trust him, and he will satisfy me with a full life. It's not lying. Yeah. I just feel my life is so full, and I'm just contented. And I'll give him salvation. I don't know about salvation, but it's true. It happened. It's happening. And even now too, I cannot do anything. How can I talk like this, making video It's not me. So I know at least I am nothing. And I've been feeling that, you know, I cannot do anything and I'm nothing. Just nothing. And always life take care of itself. You know, no matter what I do. It's not my doing. It's God or our God's self is doing. It's not me. But you know, conceptually, you know, I don't understand clearly. If, you know, I understand now, but you know, before. And I will tell you one of my just so good, beautiful experience. It's about, you know, about 25 years ago. I was working for a small exporting company, and at that time, you know, I don't have. I'm still poor, but at that time I was poor, and I don't even have you know, credit cards. You know, it's kind of short time after I came from Korea, and I was working for the small company, and I was renting one room, and I drove like a kind of a old car, about 20 years old. That's a Nissan sports car. You know, I don't have any possession, just a little old car. And you know, one day when I was driving home from work, I saw that my car, it was black car, little bit, you know, smoke coming from my car. But at that time, even though I was you know, I was just driving, you know, driving many years, but at that time I didn't know about car at all. I was so ignorant about. I don't know nothing about cars because I drive like 6-7 years at that time, but I have never, my car has never have any kind of problem. Maybe I change oil. I know. I didn't even, I think, I don't remember that, you know, I didn't even check the tires. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know anything about car. But little smoke come out. But you know, I really wanted to go home soon. You know, so I was thinking about I had to go home. So I kept driving even though smoke come out a little bit. Hey, I want to drive. You know, about 10 minutes I'll go home. So I drive, but I drive like a 2-3 minutes more, and smoke, you know, comes up like a black smoke, comes like heavy smoke comes. So instinctively, you know, I couldn't drive because what if, you know, my car burn? Anyway, I stopped the car and turn off the engine, and then I said, so my mind, what can I do? You know, my mind come a little blank, but just I couldn't, think, you know, I don't have money, how can I live, I didn't think it. And at first, I just think. At first, it was blank, but I think the first thought was, how can I go home? At the time, there's no cell phone. I have no friend to call. Nobody. I live by myself. No family. Nobody can help me. So how can I go home? Maybe, I can leave the car there and walk, or maybe take the bus. I never take the bus, so I don't know how to, I don't know about how to take a bus. Anyway, first problem was, how can I go home? And the second problem was, how can I go to work tomorrow morning? I had to take care of something. There was, I have to make a phone calls and do some paperwork. But how can I solve the problem? And then when after first problem, how can I go home? Second problem, how can I go to work tomorrow? And then third, how can I live? It's not easy, right? How can I survive? If I have money, I can buy a new car. But at the time, I don't know about credit score or anything like that. I don't know anything, and I just think, how can I live? But I would just think, instinctively, I felt that, so far, I never know how to live. Just, I was being lived. I never lived. I myself. I didn't do anything, but I just felt like I cannot do anything. Since I was a little girl, I cannot do anything. I was lived, right? So why I have worried about it. Anyway, always same, because I never do anything. I never cannot do anything. I know. Intuitively I know. So I think at that moment, because nothing I can do. I just sit down. I just sit, and then I think I gave up everything. Even thought about how can I go home. It will just take 10 minutes. How can I go home? Just blank. I just let's forget everything. I forget about everything. I forget about next moment. And I was just feeling that I don't know if I die, I die. Because anyway, I didn't do anything. So I just felt like, everything's okay. And I don't know what happened, but I just closed my eyes and I gave up totally everything. And I just, what the hell? What the hell? I gave up everything. Because whatever I didn't do anything. I'm not capable of doing anything. Always like something happened, right? something happened. Something always happen. And I was just like, oh, go to work and play something, eat something. I just felt that it's not my power. Anyway, I cannot do anything. Anyway, I'm nothing. So what the hell? So I gave up everything. I think at that moment I gave up totally everything. I left everything to the hand of God, to life. And then all of a sudden I felt like I was just so much relieved. I don't know what happened. Just like so peace, no worry, and everything. My body feels so light because it's so empty. Nothing. Didn't think anything. Don't want anything. Don't hope anything. Don't regret anything. Nothing totally. I think I become totally nothing and left everything to life. And I was just like feel so comfortable and so light. Amazingly, so light, and some kind of this around this air atmosphere become little brighter and lighter, and I just feel like my body feels so light. And I don't know what happened. Just I opened the door, but it looks like a door opened automatically, very light, no sound. And I stepped down and got out of the car. I don't know I closed the door or not. And then I was just like so, not shocked, but so like dumbfounded. Just like very tall, like about 6'2", maybe, and kind of slim, with so white shorts and white pants, white jean, and white running shoes, and his hair was like a light brown, and his face, I don't know, his eyes or nose, I don't remember how it looked, but it was so beautiful and it's kind of shiny and so beautiful. But I was not surprised, I was just like automatically. He smiled, and he said, "May I help you?" And I said, he said, like, your car have a problem. It looks like you have your car have a problem. May I help you? And I said, just I was driving from work. I wanted to go home. My home is like about 10 minutes away. So the smoke come out a little bit, but I wanted to go home. So I drove like a few more minutes, and all of a sudden, heavy black smoke came. So I stopped. And I don't know anything about car. I don't know. He just smiled, and then he opened and he examined. Oh my goodness. No water in radiator. Nothing. How could you do that? He was so surprised. And he said, "Okay, stay there. I'll be back. I'm gonna get some water." And then he was carrying white bucket. Everything was so white. And I was just like, I don't feel so good. But he said, "I'm gonna get the water," and then he disappeared. I never see, he was just walking, you know. I was not looking at him. I don't remember. Anyway, he disappeared. And then I think, I don't know what I did, but I was just standing there. But he appeared again. It's very, very strange. And I never see he is walking toward me or anything like that. He just appeared. With a bucket full of water. And then he put the water to the radiator. He said, oh my God. He said, almost full bucket of water, to the radiator. And he closed it and he closed my car. But it was so strange. No sound. Just very, very soft sound. And he said, let's see, start the car. And I start the car. Car was okay. Perfectly okay. And he said, if I drove a few more minutes, all engine will be burned, and then, your car will be useless. And he said, you're so lucky. And I was just so, my heart was so much filled with appreciation, but I could not say anything. He just talked, and then he smiled, and I think he said bye. And he disappeared. I don't know, I was looking somewhere, but I never saw him walking. I see his face and body by. He was smiling, but I could not say anything. And then after he disappeared, I was thinking, oh my God. I didn't even say thank you to him. So, oh my God, I said, that was just like a so amazing experience. It's just like I can never forget. I don't know that's in which one is reality. It was so real, and the car was I drive home, and there was no problem. So it was real, but it was, I don't know how it happened. I never know how anything happened. So, trust in life. Everything is perfect, always. Because I am. That's everything. Everything says I am. That's the only truth. I am. I am. God says I am. Everybody say I am. One I. One self. That's the only truth. But as soon as you get up, instantly you know you exist. I am. Now let's say your name is John, but it takes time to realize you are John. Because it's not truth. It's not fact. I am is a fact. But John is fiction. It's not true. Only exists in your head. Because as soon as you get up, you know I am, you exist. But how you know you are John? You have to go to your head. Oh, my name was John, so I'm still John. Right? My face was looking like it. I'm a man. My face was looking like this. I'm an American man. I am a, computer programmer. I'm a good-looking man with a beautiful wife, with beautiful children. I'm a nice guy. All these things. That's not fact. That's not true. It's fiction. It is in your head. That's your story. But most people live in their story because most people don't know I am. They don't know they exist. They don't live in their true existence. They live in John. They are just John, not I am. John is object. Story, your image. And everything, you think everything happened to your John image. And actually nothing happened. I am always perfect. Always perfect. But you think you have so much things happen, so many things happen to you. In actuality, you are just phantom, and then you think you are in trouble. So bad things happen to you. Is that true? Some people think it's so a bad thing happen. It's all, relative, all contrast, or illusion. But same thing happened to some other people. It's nothing to them. It's nothing. Nothing happens. There's no absolute good and bad. It's all your opinion. You think it's good thing, your opinion. You think it's a bad thing, that's your opinion. Nothing happens. Everything is always perfect. You don't do anything. You look like you are doing something. You are capable of doing something, but nothing. God is doing everything. And you think, you planned, 1 month later, 1 year later, you have so much, elaborate plan of your life. And then you plan something, 1 month later, you're gonna do this is gonna be happen. But 1 month later, it's not, the result does not come out like you expected. So you said, oh my God, you're so disappointed, and you said bad thing or bad luck or whatever. But in actuality, why you planned? If you don't plan, bad thing that never happen. Why you plan? You cannot do anything. You cannot predict the next moment. There's no future. Why you plan? That's why you suffer, because you plan so much, you expect so much, and then you complain about that. Oh my, you expect so much, but the result was like it's not like that. Opposite of your expectation, and so you suffer, so disappointed, so upset. In actuality, nothing happened. Why you plan? Don't try to manage your life. Anyway, life take care of it. Because it looks like a bad, but who knows? Because of that bad thing, many times, I experienced that. It looks like some kind of sad thing, so bad thing, so difficult thing happened. But because of that thing, it turned out to be some kind of like a so wonderful thing happen. I become so happy, you know. So just trust in life, and you will see. Don't don't try to manage your life. Moody said, "Let God be your secretary. Arrange all your meetings." God can manage your life best because anyway, He's the only manager. You don't. Your individuals don't exist. You just create your own plan, create your own suffering, and you cry and your own suffering. There's no suffering except your imagination. Your image of John suffer about others' thought about your image. Because you wanna make your image the way, especially you look good in your view. What is your view? Your opinion is not fact. Your opinion don't have power because it's fact. It's not fact. It's false. It's fake. All the opinion is false. All the opinion is fake. Not exist in reality. So don't manage your life. If you try to manage it, you'll suffer. If you try to control your life, if you try to control other people, you will not be happy. You will suffer. Too much heavy burden. Jesus said in the Bible, all who are heavy burdened, come to me and rest in me, something like that. So let God be your manager of your life. Let God, use God as your secretary. Let her arrange all your meetings, all your life events, and you just rest in peace. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.